Yes, I am now live. Yay, Alhamdulillah. Okay. So sorry, people. Slight technical glitch. That's if you can hear me. One. Yay. Amazing. Alhamdulillah. Okay, we are back and I am super excited to start. Woo. Oh my God. Okay. Bismillah. Welcome Zimat and Benjamin and Khadija and an affluent heart. Oh, and Zara's here too, the original Fariha before I hijacked her profile. Awesome. You guys can hear me. So I had a slight network, whatever. Inshallah, it won't happen ever again, inshallah, until we finish. So, oh my God, so many people. Welcome Lefe by Nadia. I know who this is. Welcome Hadiza. Welcome Deshola. Welcome J Susie. Culinary. Wa alaikum assalam. Exquisite Aisha. And Great Minds. Okay, guys. So I think because we've had a slight technical glitch, I really don't have much time to say my welcomes and normally do all the shenanigans I do before I start any live session. So I think we're just going to kick off with a short dua. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. I'm so excited to be here. I'm beyond excited. Hello, Maria Magol. There's my namesake. So today, as you all know, since you saw the flyer, inshallah, hello, Mariam Gwandu and Muhammad. Since we all know why we're here, I think we'll just jump in. But I'll just give you a bit of background and a little bit about myself. And, let's get going. Okay, so first of all, let me do what I've learned to do for myself and for anybody that participates in anything that I do. I'd like to start by acknowledging you for being here. Okay, so I acknowledge you. You are absolutely awesome, mashallah. The fact that you're here means that you're ready for the next phase, inshallah, of your wealth journey. And I'm glad to be part of it, mashallah. All right, so I won't ask you for your names because there's no time. So instead, I'm going to ask you to set an intention for this session. If this sounds too complex, don't worry about it. Doesn't mean anything. It just means that you tell yourself, okay, what am I going to take out of this session? That's my toddler, if you can hear him. I have a 2-year-old and I don't know what exactly is making him scream like that. But he doesn't understand if I'm home and he's locked up in a room somewhere. Like, why can't he be with me? Anyway, okay, so in case there's some, he just shows up, he might, but it's bedtime, so you guys don't worry. Okay, so set an intention for this session. I just want you to think about what exactly it is that you want to achieve from this session, right? And inshallah, I will get going. Mine, for me personally, my intention for today and for you all is, for anxiety about sustenance and let's say wealth to be removed from my heart. That's my intention. That's my intention. And inshallah, at the end of this series, it's not a short series. I plan to talk about wealth because wealth and finance and so many are not stuff that you can talk about in a day, in an hour. It's best you give people bite-sized, nice chewable stuff. So it's going to be a series called Smart Halal Money Moves, and every session has a major theme. And so we've developed this series to be able to show you the way towards halal sustenance, inshallah. Okay, so guys, I always like to use acronyms, okay? I like to use acronyms. Today, by the end of this session, you guys are going to be WWE, Okay, so repeat that with me. You can type it WWE. Okay, you're going to either be or have WWE. Now, some of you are wondering, WWE, what? Did we come to the wrong place? No, you didn't. Okay, you are here with me live, and yes, WWE is the acronym for today, inshallah. So we're going to cover this session in three segments. The first W, and then the second W, and then the E. Great mind says WWE, you go girl, and Zainab Akande as well. Okay, and Exquisite Aisha says I should recap my intention. Okay, my intention doesn't have to be like yours. Okay, your intention is your intention, but my intention is, inshallah, to remove the anxiety about sustenance in my heart and your heart from today, forever, inshallah, with this series called Smart Halal Money Moves. Okay, are we excited? I am. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So let's go. The first W, which is section 1 that we're going to talk. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Who is this lady with the black hijab and the crazy gesticulation? My name is Mariam Shehu Muhammad. I am a Muslimah, wife, mother, daughter, sister, friend, and a global citizen. Just you're a regular Muslimah, okay? I started this whole wealth thing and this investing thing for, I would say I've been investing for nearly a decade now. On behalf of myself and on behalf of a financial institution, okay? So for myself and for the people that I serve now through something that I'm going to be sharing with you is, the focus is about halal investing, etc., etc. Okie dokie. So, bismillah, the first W we're going to be covering today is the wealth mindset, okay? Now, what does this mean? Now, I'm going to be asking you to do some things right now. So if you have a phone or if you have a pen and paper, just grab it. You're going to do a little bit of writing, nothing too technical. I can assure you, you're not going to write the almighty formula, although I might just make you write the almighty formula. No, never. We're too adult for that, okay? So just get your pen and paper or your phone, and inshallah, we'll be taking some stuff down. So, what are your beliefs around money? Everyone, you can write it down, you can share it with us if you like, but what are your beliefs? What are some of your beliefs about money that you have right now? Yes, tell me, share it with us, or you can just write it down in your notepad, like what are the things you believe? Oh, thank you, Great Minds. Oh my God, I have an amazing assistant. So why don't I just nominate you, Great Minds, as my scribe? Just be writing down fancy stuff because you can. Thank you. So what are your beliefs around money? And let's hear some. So Halima says to survive. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Halima. Great job. Some of the beliefs around money that some of us grew up around include stuff like money doesn't grow on trees, right? So that's what I mean by beliefs. Like, what do you believe about money? Money doesn't grow on trees. Some people say money is hard to come by. Some people say money is for them and is not for us. God forbid. Several other things. So what is yours? Okay, Deshola says money is a means of exchanging value, a means to an end. Money makes the world go round. You sound like, I think there was a cartoon. I love cartoons, by the way. I watched as a child. Can't remember the name. Something around money makes something makes the world go round. Okay. Halima says you got to earn money in order to spend. Okay, that's a belief. All right, that's a belief as well. So, like I mentioned, if you write yours down, I want you to beside whatever your belief is, and it's your belief, so you don't have to prove it to anyone that it's right or wrong. So I want you to write beside that just this word. These words. This belief is not true because, and then you write whatever. Now, it doesn't matter whatever belief you have, okay? If you think, let's talk about a very rosy belief, like wealth or money is easy to come by, okay? Let's assume that's your belief. I want you to write down beside that, this belief is not true because, and then you know, whatever. And allow your mind to roam. And I'll tell you the reason we're doing this, inshallah, shortly. Okay? You don't have to finish it now. what I want is for us to cover as much as we can. So give yourself time to finish this session later. There are 6 important matters that I learned from one of my favorite tutors called Mirza Yawar Beg. Where's my scribe? Where are you? Yes, great minds. Mirza Yawar Beg, okay? He said 6 important things around wealth, around rizq. And here they are. Number 1, all rizq is preordained in terms of its quantity by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all right? And he has taken responsibility of your wealth and my wealth for himself. Isn't that amazing? Okay, that's number 1. Okay, rizq is preordained and predetermined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he has taken that responsibility for himself. 2, that we have a choice only in terms of how we earn wealth, or the sources we choose to obtain it from, and where we spend it. That's where we have a choice. Okay, number 2, we have a choice as to the source of where we get our money from and how we spend it. Yes, I am, even though I'm not sure he knows me, but I am this sort of creepy YouTube mentee. I'm answering an affluent heart. Okay, number 3, Shaitan tries to frighten us with poverty while Allah assures us and he comforts us with his power. Okay, and Shaitan has no power over every believer that seeks protection from Allah. And I'll tell you how Shaitan tricks us in a moment. But Shaitan tries to do that in his own ways, but Allah doesn't. Allah assures us that he is the ultimate provider. All right? Now, someone's talking about... Oh, okay, Halima. She needs my... Okay, I will. Inshallah. Number 4, I was just blushing there. Number 4, that sustenance, both in its plenty and shortage, are tests. Do you believe that? Well, you don't have a choice. You actually have to believe, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that if I give you so much, it means I'm testing you to see how you're going to do with it, how you're going to handle it. And if I shorten it for you, I also want to see how you're going to handle it. Number 5, there are actions to take in terms of difficulty when it comes to your rizq. And we'll be sharing that with you. Maybe not today, but surely, inshallah, within this session. And then number 6, the reason why we still need to work and do our best to get wealth in this world. All right. I like drama. And I'm going to pretend that this is a pair of shoes, because I really can't find my shoes and I'm on my table. So this is the cover of my, little sugar pot. So I'm going to imagine that this is my shoe, okay? And I'm going to put it on my head. Imagine that you are doing the same. And some of you know exactly where I'm headed, right? This is an analogy called the shoe on your... Okay, the shoe on my head right now. I'm getting ahead of myself. Imagine that I had a pair of shoes on my head, okay? What use would that pair of shoes be on my head? Please tell me. Really, it may look nice, but of what use would the pair of shoes be? Tell me. Type it. Of what use is a pair of shoes on your head? Tell me. Okay? Of what use? Should I give you expo? Are you ready? Exquisite Aisha is laughing. Halima says nada. Exquisite Aisha says for sure. Maybe, if I'm crazy. And I love what Aisha Oyetunji says. She says useless. And Fatima also says it's of no use. It's absolutely of no use. Now, let me tell you, do you know that wealth is the shoe, but not on your head right now, the shoe on your foot? Do you know why? Because wealth is not meant to be put on our heads. Sometimes as humans, we either worship money indirectly, or we chase it so much, or, something is just amiss as to how we carry wealth on our head. Do you know that desperation? But a pair of shoes, as we all know, is meant to be worn on your foot and used to get you from point A to point B. Am I correct? I know I am. So yes. Okay? That is what wealth is. It is meant to be used. All right? And money used multiplies. That's the simple analogy. Money used multiplies. If you heard what I said, write it right now in the chat box. Money used multiplies. It's a simple law. It's a very simple law of money. Very simple law of wealth. Okay. And so this also goes, shout out to the people who, like me of the past, who would just stare at our bank account with the number of zeros and just like be infatuated. Like, you know how Tom gets all heart-eyed when he sees, this fine kitten. So that is how, unfortunately, sometimes we get around money. Okay, but it's meant to be used. Now, there are ways to use money. Thank you, Fatima says she loves the illustration. I also got it from Mirza. Yeah, I'm his mentee. Okay, so there are ways that money should be used. Money is used, to just enjoy yourself, for charity, and for investments. That's, in my opinion, the sole use of money. To enjoy yourself and for other people around you to enjoy, right? Secondly, for charity and zakah. And then thirdly, to invest also. And the investment really is also to achieve some sort of end, right? So it's a means to an end. It's not a destination, okay? Now, I think I have flogged that point. So I'm going to move to the next section. We're still on the first W, by the way. And so, you see, there's something about the mind. Your mind and my mind. You see, sometimes we think that, the mind is so powerful that, I know what I'm doing or whatever. Well, I'm here to tell you that my mind and your mind are fools. My mind and your mind are fools. Some of you are offended. What did she say? Okay, I said it. Your mind and my mind, they're fools. I'll tell you why. Deceive it. Psychologists say that the human mind does not know what is conceived and versus what is real. So whatever you tell your mind, it believes it. So it's a fool, is it not? It's a fool. That's foolish, right? So I am here to tell you today that you have the license to deceive your mind, starting this 23rd or 24th day of July. And here's how you do it. You see, Shaitan has a plan. Shaitan wants us to all be afraid of money, afraid of losing money, afraid of wealth. So let me tell you a secret of how to actually, number one, get rid of that. Well, I wouldn't say you can get rid of Shaitan completely, because that's the whole point of making dua and an Ayatul Kursi and the 3 goals. But there's a way you can actually, go about it. And also to deceive your mind, right, into thinking, I got this, okay? So here's what you do. Gratitude journal. Now, this is not what the world's gratitude journal looks like. It is what my gratitude journal looks like. So when I was going through my anxiety, I've been through anxiety in different phases, but the major one happened some time ago. And I was speaking to one of my coaches, and she says, Mariam, you know what? And I say, what? She says, you see, your problem is very simple. And I thought, what? How could she say that? She said, the antidote to all your problems that you've listed to me is one thing. Just gratitude journal it. So I started to write in several colors. I hope you can't read it. So I'm going to be swishing very fast so you can't read it. So this is like a whole book filled with my Ya Allahs. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for that. And on days when I don't feel like, because there are days when you actually don't feel like giving thanks, to be honest, let's be human here, okay? Here's what I do. I just look at my 5 senses. So my eyesight, my smell, my taste, whatever. There is always something to be grateful for, okay? So that, in essence, helps us deal with the satanic and the mind that tells us, wealth is not possible. We can't have it in Nigeria. Where we come from, life is hard. The government, the this, the that, the that, the that. Gratitude journaling just rewires the mind. And psychologists believe that it takes you 21 days to actually consistently, if you do your gratitude journaling for 21 days consistently, you can actually rewire your mind to think positively. Okay, so guys, I challenge you today to start journaling. You can get this book. It was a gift from my dear sister Samia Oyekon Ahmed. But anyway, she owns the gift source, so go and buy the book from her if you want, like mine. Okie dokie. So now we are done with the first W. We're going to the next W. So remember, we're the analogy that we're using today. What is the analogy? What is the acronym for our session today? W. W. E. Yay! Why do you have your gratitude journal in several colors? Thank you. You guys can ask me questions, please, at any time. So this is one gratitude journal. What I do is, because I love colors, is I write down my thanks in different colors. So every morning after Fajr, on most days, some days I actually don't do it, to be honest, nowadays, but religiously, when I was going through my period of anxiety about several things, I would do it every blessed day after Fajr. And I would use colored pens just so it doesn't get boring for me, right? So the days I use blue and pink, there are days I use another light blue, there are days I use green, and several other colors. So it's just me. The first W says Farah Yola. It's actually the wealth mindset, and we've covered that, okay? But to give a recap of what we covered in the wealth mindset, first of all, we started by saying the 6 important matters around wealth, and also your beliefs. You promised me to write down your beliefs about wealth and why each belief is not true. And I'll tell you why that's useful. Maybe not today, but just keep it and remind me. We also discussed how wealth is the shoe on your foot and how it's meant to be used, and how the mind is a fool, so deceive it, by gratitude journaling. So lastly, there is something called the language of the wealthy. Okay, Deshala, I would rather edit what you said. You said change your wealth mindset. I'd rather say it this way: revise your mindset. Okay, so the mindset, usually when you revise it and you revive it to how originally it is before Shaitan came and just messed us up, and he will still continue to do that, it's perfect as it is. So I'm going to say something called the language of the wealthy, and I've noticed this over through my studies, and you also can go through a learning journey where you just allow yourselves to actually find out what do wealthy people actually do and how are they able to do what they do. I'll tell you 4 things, okay? And I'm overly simplifying what they do, but to me this is just 4 things that every single wealthy individual that I have come across does. Simple. Number 1, they ask, how can I solve a problem? You see, when you solve a problem, you get paid. You get paid for it. That was how, first of all, let's think about salt, okay? Who thought of the idea of selling salt in a grand scale? Aliko Dangote, right? Whom we know. He just thought, how can I solve a problem? Well, I think everyone eats salt, so I'll sell salt. Think of every wealthy guy. Mark Zuckerberg thought about, okay, how do I connect people around the world to talk to each other and not do anything, actually, of my own, but just give them the platform to talk to each other. He solved the problem, okay? Question number 2 that I find that they ask themselves is, how can I make this happen? So first of all, you found the problem, which is problem X. How can I make this happen? Then question number 3 is, what would it take to make it happen? So it's not, oh my God, okay, how can I solve? Okay, no, Nigeria, it will never work. This country, we are doomed. Nothing works in this country. Oh my God, let's just pack our load and relocate to the Atlantic Ocean and just sleep there. Does that sound like you? Okay. Yeah. Not going to work. Okay. So what would I do to make it happen? And the last question is, when can I start this? So it's not, how can I solve a problem? And then, yes, I can solve it. Okay, no problem. I'll go to sleep and actually just, wait until, maybe daddy gives me some money. Or actually, the problem is my mother just never taught me about wealth. You see, that's the issue. Okay, so here's what it is. It's just, that if I was not born in this family, it's just that I did not go to Harvard. If I went to Harvard, the things I will do in this world, nada. Many people that are wealthy did not do many of these things, did not let the education or whatever it was stop them. Rather, they think in these 4 questions, okay? And I challenge you to think in these 4 questions, and you can come back and give me your feedback. Remember, this is not about pointing fingers at the other person. Your entire wealth journey is about you. Okay? Okay, now the second W. Thank God. We're done with one. So let me see. Halima says, I also think about your surroundings too. If I was done with his daughter. Thank you, Deshala. Yes, surroundings play a very key role. However, surroundings, if you look at it in many ways, what I find is that your surroundings are unique to you. And it just depends on how you look at your situation. Okay. Now, I'm sounding a little bit overly optimistic because when I went through my own journey of, dealing with, the past and all the traumas and all the things that I held in my mind about beliefs, it didn't take one Instagram live session. Okay. So I'm not pretending to give you a solution that, today, tomorrow, you're just going to wake up and say, well, you know what, I'm walking on sunshine and, I'm just having billions of dollars. No. I know it takes time. I recognize that it takes time. So give yourself the time to actually go through this. So as you write this down, as you go through this tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, you might face resistance from yourself. Okay. The biggest resistance you will face will be from you. So allow that resistance to happen. And then over time, things will work out, inshallah. And I'm going to come back anyway. So you can, message us at Wealth Paradigm and say, you told me this, why? And then inshallah we'll find a way to handle you. Okay. The second is actually, I just used the word, why. So the first W was the wealth mindset. The second W is why, right? Okay. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Dear sister, dear brother, as you look at me today, what is your why? Huh? Sounds like two questions. I'm sure English students are looking at me like, no, that is tautological incongruence of whatever. Save me all that crap, okay? What is your why? Simply means, why do you want to have wealth? Why is wealth important to you? Now, I don't want you to tell me why wealth is important to your mother, or why wealth is important to your husband, or why wealth is important. I don't want you to tell me through your mother's voice. And I keep saying mother because I think mothers have huge influences on us. Or father, actually. I don't want you to speak through your father's voice in your head, okay? What is your why? What is the actual reason why wealth is important to you? And I can rephrase it, okay? I can rephrase it in the sense that, why do you think you were sent onto this earth? Now, some of you are going to read the ayah from the Quran that says, وَمَا خَلَقَتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, right? I didn't create, Allah says, I didn't create the ins and the jinn, mankind and the jinn kind, except to worship me. Okay, so that is the reason that Allah created us. I want you to tell me why you think you were actually put on this, what you think you were put on this earth to do. Or if that's too complex, maybe that's too hard, just tell me, why is it that you want to make money? Actually, why? Okay. So someone says, what is your what? Why is your what? Why do you want to have wealth? Okay. Thank you, great minds. Actually, it's what is your why? Thank you, Deshala. Okay. So you don't have to write it down for us to see, but I'll give you some examples. Some of you are saying, see, my why is because I want to build an orphanage for 20,000 million children, and I want to save the lives of the entire world because this world is messed up and I'm the only one that is correct. That is not your why. Please save me all of that crap, okay? You can tell that to yourself maybe, or to some people who care to listen. That's not your why, okay? I want to know your real why, okay? Thank you. That could be an addition to your why. I'm not saying that if you really, truly in your heart feel like, you want to actually build this 10,000 million people's orphanage, it is not a why. No, it is a why. But I want your why, first of all. I want you to think of your why. Should I give you an example? Okay. Aisha says security and independence to help family and the less privileged. Okay. I like that. Ummus, AB, says stability. Who else said something? Let me see. Mero says because of the 3 reasons. I'm not sure what 3 reasons are. Okay. And Exquisite says to worship Allah via solving the problems of humanity. Yes, okay, so thank you, Exquisite Aisha. But you see, imagine that I am actually in your ears right now. Like, I'm just like standing beside you. And I have like a hammer. Okay, this is my baby's milk. But I'm just going to pretend it's a hammer. Okay, and I'm going to use the hammer to hit your head. Bong! To reset it. Your why, thank you. Your why comes from your innermost self. I'll give you an example. Myself, for me, and it took a long time for me to admit it to myself, because I felt like I was like, how dare you want this when the entire world is facing problems? But for me, the simple reason, okay, is I just love to chill, okay? I don't like suffering. I don't understand what it means by having just coming to this world to just suffer and just be going. I don't understand it. Okay. And for me, chilling, so I had to like debunk the chilling. I had to like say, okay, chill. Now what is chilling? Then I drew a little line in my head. For me, chilling is to actually travel. But there's not every kind of travel, okay? To travel with no hassle. Now I'm not going to give you too much detail. But to travel with no hassle. I don't like wahala, too much wahala. Number one. And to travel, see, I like blue oceans and white sands. You need money to do that, don't you? So I told myself, okay, Hajia, money. Then another why that I have is because I actually want to give. Okay, now this that is the innermost why for me is just the chilling, to be honest. Okay. Then the another why is that I really want to be able to give anonymously. But giving anonymously for me means that I give a hefty check that is like, I don't know how to describe that check to you. But the check that causes earthquake, okay, to some cause that I believe in, and that just wipes out that issue, okay? So for example, okay, I think you get the gist. I don't have to give you too much details. Then another why for me is because I want to be able to, just like I'm doing right now, spread the positivity of life conveniently. So stuff like that, I have like about 6 whys, and here's what I do with my own whys, and you can try it. You don't have to have my kind of why. My kind of why is too complex, maybe it's too stupid. I don't know what it is for you, but thank you. Goose Busbies. Thank you, Asake. That is the word, actually. I don't know how to dramatize it, but I'm sure you do. So, there is, after you drill down, okay, first of all, you have a top level why. Okay, I also started with the whole kumbaya. I want to serve the humanity. I want to give, charity. I want to See, when we're not angels, okay? Let us be honest with ourselves here. But allow yourself to drill 4 levels downwards. So the first level should be your maybe the top level why, which is not so true, okay? Which is like the whole I want to save the world. Then the next level why and the next level why. If you find it hard, just imagine my hammer just hitting your head. Okay? And stuff like that. Then you reset your brain and actually just tell the truth to yourself, okay? You don't have to share it with anyone, and nobody has to like your why. If it's yours, it's easy. It's yours, that's it. Now, why is it good for you to know and understand your why? I have 3 reasons here. The first reason I have is to be able to align your tongue with your heart. Okay, so if, for example, some people are doing, and lots of people are on Instagram, I see people doing lots of things that, maybe they're doing well, but, and I suffered from that too, okay? If your tongue is not aligned with your heart, you just sometimes find yourself doing things just for the sake of doing it. And then you're like, why am I even doing this? Seriously, like, why? That's the first thing. When your tongue is aligned with your heart, you are able to get rid of the no time syndrome. Let me read some of your comments because I want to laugh. Mero says, Kumbaya. Yes, now. Kumbaya. We are the world. All those we are the world wise. Thank you, lovely Minat says, comfort is her why. Giving with the feeling of there is more where that came from. This is my babe. Do you understand? So I think, to me, I don't know you, lovely Minat, but I do feel like this came from a place of you actually giving it deep thought. So I don't know if you went 4 deep. If you've not asked yourself why you want this. So why do I want this? And you have a this. Why do I want that? And then So keep going. Why? At least 4 levels. If you have done that, Minat, and you've arrived here, congratulations. Okay, if you haven't, keep going. Yes, Deshala, that's my baby's spoon hammer. Okay, so the second reason why it's important to know your own why is for you to get rid of the no time syndrome. So ever since I discovered my own why, right, I asked myself how I was going to make it happen, just like the 4 questions I told you earlier, right? And after that, to this day, some days I feel burnout, and I'm sure many people will agree with me here. Some days you feel burnt out and you just want to rest. Some days you just are like, I'm not up for it. But never a time comes where you feel like, why am I doing this anymore? Okay. And also you don't fall for that. Well, I don't have enough time. If only I had 29 hours while everyone has 24 hours. Okay. So, and I want to add something again about time. It's so beautiful. I learned it from Nouman Ali Khan during Ramadan when I was watching some of his series. I'm also his student. He doesn't know me. Many of these people don't know me, but I feel like they are my family. So he said, he recited some Quranic verses, and I'm going to also ask you guys to just find time to just open the Quran and read some of the verses. When you come across one that has to do with time, pause and ask yourself, is this in past tense or present tense? You see, Allah has no time. Have you ever noticed that? The concept of time does not apply to Allah at all. Time is what Allah has given to humans, right? But Allah has no... Sometimes if you read the Quran, some verses in the Quran, Allah is talking like now, like the thing is actually now. It's happening now. Okay, I can think of some of the verses, they've skipped my mind right now, but and I want you guys to also go on that journey with me, really. Just pay attention to some of the translations of the verses you read. Some of them are like, it's today, it's happening right now. Some of them are like, it has happened already, right? So Allah doesn't have time. It's a human thing. So when we pressure ourselves and cocoon ourselves into a certain box, that just makes us frustrated and doesn't allow us to have any time. Just remember, the shoe is not supposed to be on your head, it's supposed to be on your foot. And secondly, when your why is very strong, you may go through burnout, it's normal. You may cry like me and go to your friend's house and just eat chocolate. I do that. I have a friend whose house I go to when I'm like so tired. And all we do is eat chocolate and just eat ice cream, and I get out of her house, and that's all. Allow yourself that, okay? Okay, now thank you. We are at the final section. Yay! So the section called the E. So remember, we did W, W, and E, okay? We did the wealth mindset, was the first W, and the second W is Y, and now we are at E, okay? Can you guys guess what E is? Let me see who can guess what E is. E. Don't tell me it's a channel that gossips about people on TV. Mind yourself. What is E? What does E mean? Can you guess? An affluent heart says she wants to retain her dignity and reliance on none except one who provides. That sounds good too. Remember to do the so ask yourself, why do you want this? And then go again and go again and go again. Okay? What's the third and fourth levels of why? Oh, so it just means, what I mean by going 4 deep is, so first of all, if you tell yourself, if you say, what is my why? And then you write, my why is, or I want wealth because, you write it down. Then you ask yourself, so why? Like, why do you really, really, really want that? So then you go another level and then another level, okay? So allow yourself to think very deeply, and don't listen to the voice of your mother or your father that's in your head. Try not to do that. It might be hard, but allow yourself to think as you truly, if money was not a problem, what would you do? Okay. And sometimes I find that many people who've done this exercise with me, the thing that they really want has to do with them first, okay, because that's who we are as humans. And then when they are complete, you see, you can't pour from an empty cup. I don't have a cup here, but I can pretend this is a cup. Most times you find that when people have really reached the level of the fourth why, okay, like the innermost why, it has to do with them. Okay. Whew. Yes. So let me read. People are guessing what E is. E is what? Earn, empower, empowerment. E, earn. Raleigh says energy. Proper media. Thank you, guys. Fatih says experience, expectation, execute. Well done. Ooh, who says execute? Did you see my notes? Okay, so Asa says execute. Yes, the E, the final E is execute. Well done, Asa Kiko. I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. And Fatih Umar says enjoy and experiment. See, you guys are both correct. However, today the E is execute. Okay? So I'm going to tell you a short story from one of my, see, I have many mentors, I have many teachers, you just don't believe it, okay? So if I tell you one of my mentors, just know that it's one of 1,000, maybe. Okay, not up to 1,000, but. So this story is about an old man and a group of children. So let's say these children are coming back from school. So the old man is crossing the road and the children are crossing the road. And you are driving your Ferrari. Let me see who likes Ferrari here. You're driving your Ferrari or your Rolly. All of you that like fast cars. You're driving it down and at high speed because, you're chilling, right? Money's not a problem, okay? For example. And suddenly you realize that the children and the old man are actually crossing the road. And you're at full throttle, full speed, and you're about to hit them. You have only one option. You have to hit one of them, either the children or the old man. Who would you do? Who would you, in essence, kill? Kill us. So who would you kill? The children or the old man? Oh, thank you. Zara says, level 1, I want well to be able to afford good things. Why do you want to? Yeah, thank you, Zara. Level 2, I want good things because XYZ. Why do you want XYZ? Thank you, Zara. Thank you. So who would you drive over? The children or the old man? Okay, tell me. I'm not going to judge you. Halima says no one. No. Auntie, you have one option. You cannot cheat. You cannot cheat this exam. One option. Deshala says the old man. Let me know. What would you guys do? Who would you kill? I will reverse. No, Asake, you have to kill one. Okay, we don't want to kill people, Shabbat. You just have to. Ot says run into a tree. You cannot do that. Sorry, not this time. Golden Scissors says the old man. Sherifat says none. You cannot escape this. You have to kill one. Maybe the old, if it's not haram. Okay, so we're not really talking about real killing. Okay, this is like hypothetical. Okay, don't go all haram and halal here. But you can. I'm just kidding. It's a Ferrari. I'll spin around. Okay, I don't know how to drive that fast, to be honest. But you can't spin around. You have to kill. You have to choose one. Let me stop saying you have to kill one before I sound like a murderer. Like murdering is my full-time job. The old man. The productive student says the children. Hadiza says the old man. A Ferrari, I'll be able to. Okay, no. So guys, let me spare you. You see, you would be killing your dreams if you actually kill the children. So the analogy of the old man and the children is this. The old man represents yourself and all the things that you've been doing up to this point. And the children are actually what you aspire to become. Okay? All of your dreams. Sometimes, you know what we do? We tend to actually kill the children, okay, in our lives. Now, this is morally incorrect. I don't like using this analogy, but I've not been able to forget it because of how it sounds, and I don't want you guys to forget this analogy too. Because with regards to wealth, you would be killing your dream if you do not have discipline towards your savings and investing, okay? Now, this is where the execution happens, okay? All right. So it's not about the old man and the children. It's about actually you. What do you choose to do in situations where you're faced with keeping your old behavior versus, new and fresh, okay, stuff. Now, there are 3 parts towards execution when it comes to wealth creation. And I'll make it very simple because, like I said, no DYDX. I don't think I or anyone can do justice to finance and investing in an hour, in one day. And suddenly all of you are understanding and, you guys are just making billions all over the place. Hopefully, inshallah. But like I said, this is a series. So today, there are 3 parts of the wheel when it comes to wealth creation. Okay, 3 parts. I don't have a pen here, so let me just take my lattes. Okay, I'm in my house. I'll just explain. 3 parts to the wheel. The first part is income. The second part is savings. And the third part is investing. The wheel cannot work. Okay, so for those of you that are engineers and you know how like cars work, I don't know anything about cars. Don't ask me, except that it has a steering wheel and I can drive it from point A to point B. But you know that there are some components when it comes to machines that they're just like fixed together, and if one doesn't work, the other one doesn't work, right? So income, savings, and investing, they come together. And that is how wealth is actually created and nurtured in very, very simple terms. Okay, so number 1 is income. Some people have lots of income, but savings, zero, nada. Okay, or some people have everything in investments, and when it comes to like anything to just to save for like Rice Krispies or like moi moi or something very basic, it's hard. Okay, and I know people like that. You know, they have everything in real estate, and when it comes to like few couples of, you know, just tiny things, it's hard. Or some people have large income, large investments, and very, very poor savings. So guess what happens? Over time, because of the effect of inflation, when you live in this country, you have currency crises, you have so many other things. You see that that income and that savings, the real value of it just diminishes and drops without savings. Okay, so it's a 3-part wheel. That is very, very important. So over the next session, inshallah, we'll be discussing more about these 3 components. But first, I want to leave you guys with something to do to make sure you do, right? Firstly, start doing what you can do today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until somebody just dashes you money, or all these dashing things that people are begging for money all over social media. That's terrible if you ask me. It's a poverty mindset right there. But anyway, so start doing whatever you can do today. Okay, start that business. I'm sure you guys are wondering, how do I start that business? Okay, start. Remember, money used is money that what? Money used is money that. Write down the continuation in the chat box. Secondly, some of you are wondering, well, what if I don't have money to get started? What if I don't have money to save? What if I don't have maybe income? What if I don't know how to invest? Or what if I don't have any investments yet? Okay. I am here to tell you today that you already have everything you need to get started. Because at least you have a phone, right? Right now. You have data. You're watching me. And alhamdulillah, if you look at the people who have less than you, you know that you have everything it takes to start today. And when you allow yourself fail forward, this is something that I like to discuss with my team. Allow yourself to fail forward. What that means is you fail so many times that failure suddenly seems like, ooh, opportunity. I'm sure that sounds crazy, because if you were like me a few years ago, okay, so let me tell you. Before, I started an exam called Chartered Financial Analyst. It's called CFA. If anyone knows, it's super hard. I'm in my final level now. Pray for me. I failed several times this exam. And now I tell you I failed because, But before, the first time I failed, I could not bring myself to tell the world that I failed, because it felt like me, fail. And that's an exam, right? So many times we don't want to fail in real life. And this is what stops us from doing anything. So allow yourself to fail forward. That way you build confidence, you build what we call tenacity. Okay? And face your fear by doing it anyway. So I'll tell you one of the reasons I keep doing what I do is because in our office, and this is also one of my whys, in our office in Abuja, I have the view to a building that's called the Abuja World Trade Center. And I just think that for what we do, it will be a nice place to have an office, okay? So for me, every single day when I walk into that office that we have now, I look out and I see that building. That is a very strong why. Because it's like there's a pull. Like I always remind myself, I'm doing this because I want to be able to go there, okay? So it sounds very, very scary, but it just allow yourself to fail forward, face your fears, whatever it is, and then keep your why strong enough that perhaps it's on your DP or on your something, or for me, it's out my window. And I also have on my phone, I have a screenshot of all the things that I make dua for. Not all the things, but the 6 major things I make dua for. This came from Visionaire. I'm a Visionaire alumni. So all the 6 things are constantly on my screenshot, and consciously or unconsciously, I see it every day. So it inspires me. Okay. And then I'll share with you another thing. If you are a bookie, please read these books today. Okay. First of all, read the Quran. Make a daily habit of reading it. I know that I don't want to sound like an ustad, but there is something that happens with building a relationship with Quran. Thank you so much, guys, for wishing me success. Please, I need these your prayers. There is something that happens. So I've told myself, even though my relationship with the Quran is always like this, and I do know that for many of us it is like that, because naturally, Iman goes like this. But recently, I've told myself not to pressure myself too much. Just read 2 pages a day after Fajr. With translation, that's all. So I started from Baqarah, and that's all. I just read 2 pages with tajweed and everything out loud. And I read the translation, and somehow it's very, very comforting, right? So that's the number 1 book. Number 1 book to hold on to, and number 1 book to read for wealth, really. Secondly, read Start With Your Why by Simon Sinek. I have it there on my shelf, but it's too far away. I would have given it to you, but I can show you. Okay. Thank you. Exquisite says I can relate regarding building a relationship with the Quran. Awesome. And thirdly, one last book that I would recommend is by Brene Brown. Brene Brown. It's called Daring Greatly. So all of your fears around, oh my God, there's shame if I fail. Right now, I don't have shame. I just told you that I failed this exam more than how many times. And if I were to sit down with you, I'll tell you all the things. Well, not all. Some of them I still haven't dealt with the shame. But I can tell you a large number of things that I failed at. And a big part of my dealing with those failures is actually from that book by Brene Brown called Daring, Daring, Greatly. So let me type it out. Daring Greatly. Where's my scribe? Is she asleep? Brene Brown. Okay. There you go. Where is it? Okay, that's book number 1. And then the second book is Start With Your Why by Simon Sinek. Oh, thank you, Fatima Umar. God bless you. All right. And if you want to know more about what we do or what I do on a daily basis, make sure you go to www.wealthparadigm.org. Wealthparadigm.org. Okay. Don't call it wealth paradigm because you break my heart and I am just going to not talk to you for 2 years. Wealth paradigm. Zara says I should take a screenshot of the participants. Oh, really? Oh, hi, participants. Take a screenshot. Okay. Sis, don't forget to take a screenshot of participants. Okay, will do. Thank you, Zara. So go to our website and see more of what we do. And on the next session, inshallah, we'll talk about more on how to get rid of debt, how to build multiple halal income streams, 4 faces of fear that hinder you from success, and so much more. And when thank you so much, Exquisite Aisha. Who is saying wealth Dimas, take your time. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to close with a dua, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've had so much fun. I'm going to give a short recap of the WWE. The first one is wealth mindset. The second is know your why, and the third is execute. Allow yourself to fail forward. That's just the recap that I'm going to give you right now. Thank you. Fatima says she thoroughly enjoyed the session. Thank you so much. And Hannah says she loves the books. They've changed your life. You're my sister, Hannah. We need to talk more. They are amazing books. Who else is speaking right now? Lovely Mina says, fantastic session. Thank you. Hannah says, oh my God, you guys are making me. This is so encouraging. So I'm going to show up again since you guys are saying this was good. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate it. Who is asking for skincare? I actually don't know what this person is saying. Halima, chat me up privately, okay? I don't know what to say to you right now. We are talking about money. I'm shy. Thank you so much, Deshola. So I'm going to close with a dua. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Alhamdulillah. Bye. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time, inshallah.